Ok, estamos entrando aqui live. Primeira live da Teacher. Vamos ver, não tem ninguém ainda, vamos aguardar. Teremos aí uma simulação de job interview, entrevista de emprego com o Teacher Tamires. Vai ser divertido. Vamos lá, vamos aguardar o pessoal, vamos aguardar a Teacher. Tô um pouquinho nervosa. Vamos lá, vamos ver. O Wagner já tá aí. Welcome. Teacher Tamires já entrou. É isso aí. Bom, para quem tá entrando aí, sejam bem-vindos aí à live de hoje à noite. Hoje é a primeira live da Teacher. Tô um pouquinho nervosa, mas tudo bem. Estaremos simulando aí um job interview, uma entrevista de emprego, eu e a Tamires, a Teacher Tamires. E aí vocês vão poder conhecerem um pouquinho, ver um pouquinho como é que funciona aí uma entrevista de emprego em inglês, ok? Deixa eu aceitar a Teacher. Ok, aceitando. Vamos lá. Vamos ver se a Teacher entrou. Entrou. Hello!
Hi, teacher! How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm really nervous. It seems like a real job interview. You know, I really prepared myself.
Yeah, this is
I
serious.
I asked myself all the questions and I was like rehearsing all the time. Like, oh my God, if she asks this, I'm going to answer that. It's the real feeling of being in an interview,
Yes.
you know?
It's good.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time I don't have this feeling.
Me too. My last one, it was the last school that we worked together.
Ah, okay. How long ago? How long ago?
Oh my God, it was in 2015?
2015.
I
don't
think so.
really remember.
Wasn't it? That's when we met.
Yeah, 2015.
I think it is.
Yeah. I had an interview like 2017, a long time ago to work. I cannot say the name of the schools. I don't say the name of the schools, you know. I cannot.
But it's all cool, man. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
It's a pleasure.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Like, you gave me a lot of motivation also to be here.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Because I'm kind of shy, you know. I'm a little bit, but it's all good. It's really good.
One of these days, I was seeing in an old account the old videos that I posted before, the old version of the platform. You know, the videos I recorded. Oh my God, I was asking my husband, like, well, how did you let me to do that and to post that? It's horrible. Nowadays,
but
you know,
you gotta start from somewhere, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to know how it's gonna be if you don't start from somewhere. So you have to throw yourself and let it happen. Try your best.
Yeah,
all right, let me just welcome some more people that is coming in. Bem-vindo aí, bem-vinda, né? O pessoal que tá entrando agora. A gente vai começar aqui um job interview com a Teacher Tamires. Será que ela vai passar? Is she gonna get the job or not?
I'm shaking.
Okay, let's get started. Yeah, I got some water myself because my voice is kind of cranky. I don't know, it's the weather. I don't know what's happening, but I had my water here too in case I need it.
All right.
But anyway, Mrs. Ramis, what's your last name? Ramirez. Ramos. Yeah. So usually they call for the last name.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Ramos.
Now that I am married, you know.
Yes, okay, Mrs. Ramos.
I used to be Da Silva before, and now I am Ramos.
Cool. Yeah. I'm Garcia now.
All right.
I was Almeida, now I'm Garcia. We married, we changed names. So
Garcia, because Garcia. It's a Mexican, you know, Mexican name, isn't it? Garcia.
Yes.
All right, cool.
All right, so let's get started. The first question for you is, Missy, tell me about yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right. My name is Tamires. I live in Cotia, São Paulo. I am 28 years old. I look like 15 years old, but
You do.
I'm 28 years old. I've been living in Cotia for about 2 years or 3 years, if I am not mistaken. But I
Cool.
have always been living in São Paulo all my life. Actually, I lived in Belém do Pará for a while. I had great experiences over there.
Very
Eating
good.
açaí is very good. And
Oh,
I have two kids, Agatha and
cool.
Elisa. They are 10 years old. I am married, you know, that's why I
Very
am
good.
Tamires Ramos now because I am married. I have a lot of hobbies. I like studying. I like reading. I enjoy watching TV sometimes, you know. When days are
Cool.
stressful, I like to watch, you know, things on Instagram or WhatsApp, like swiping, you know, swiping. Yeah, 30 minutes to relax, an hour. I don't like wild sports, you know. I am a calm person. I like to exercise sometimes because it's very good to be a healthy person.
I believe you're right. I need some exercise too.
It's very good.
I need to get the courage to start. I will. I have to. All right. Next question for you. What do you consider to be your greatest professional strength?
Well, I am very communicative, you know. I don't have troubles talking to people, you know. I don't have trouble talk to people. When I see somebody entering, like I go right to the person, I smile so the person can notice that I notice the person is there. I think it's really important to pay attention to people, you know. It doesn't matter if I am writing down something on my cell phone or solving problems. I stop everything I am doing and I talk to people, you know. I think it's very important.
Very good. Very good answer. And what would you say are your weakness?
My weakness, Jesus Christ. Well, it's challenging to find one to say, but I would say I am an anxious person. You know, if I know you need to talk to me, I'm gonna be anxious. Like, oh my God, did I do anything? Like, what did I do? I will keep asking myself.
Very good. And why do you want this job?
I want this job because I want to challenge myself. In the company I was working before, you know, I could grow a lot, but I need new challenges. I need to grow as a person, you know, professionally.
Very good. Very good. And tell me, why should I hire you?
Well, this is a difficult question, but what I can tell you, you know, that I am gonna be very productive. I'm gonna be I'm very committed to what I am doing. So I'm gonna be really supportive, you know, really prestative. I mean.
Very good. Perfect. And what would you contribute to this job?
Doing the best that I can. I like challenges. I like to grow. I like to improve myself. I am always studying something different because I like to have things inside. You know, some people, they are empty. You know, they are just about the beauty, and I really care about the inside. So I am always studying, and the things I need to learn, I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna do my best.
Very good. Very good. And if you had a personal mission statement, what would it be?
It's like work hard, because I am a really hard-working person. In my mind, if I want to achieve my goals, I need to work hard. I need to serve people. I have to be strong, you know. I mean, physically and also in my mind, I need to be a strong person and don't bother.
Very good.
You know, if I can solve the problem by myself, I won't bother anybody.
Very good. And what do you feel makes you unique?
My experiences, because the experiences I had in my life made the person that I have become nowadays. So this is something unique because they made me think the way I think nowadays, that if I want to achieve a goal, I have to fight for it, you know, no matter what.
Good. Very good. I agree with you. And what do you find motivating?
Can I answer money? Something that motivates me, like, but along with the money, I believe that motivation is something that comes from the inside. I don't wait for things in the outside to motivate me. It comes, the thoughts that I have in my head. I have to remind myself every day where I want to be, in the future.
Very good. Very good. I'll put this down here.
Yeah, because I noticed that people nowadays, they complain a lot about everything. Like, I have a kid, I don't want to be a mother. So, man, it's your life. You have to live with it. You have to do your best where you are, wherever you are, whatever the situation may be.
Cool. Very good. And how do you define and measure success?
Success. Well, it's relative actually, but in my point of view, success is to be a balanced person. I have to be balanced in my career. I have to be balanced with my family around me. In the inside, healthy stuff. Eating well. Yes. Be balanced. You achieve success when you feel that you are balanced. You have time for everything. You care about everything you need to.
Very good.
Not only about money,
True. And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In the Maldives. Just kidding. Well, in 5 years,
I'm not sure I'm gonna give this job for you. You already won the vacation.
No, I don't want a vacation. Well,
you already won a vacation to Maldives.
Oh, you can come with me on vacation.
Okay.
We're gonna take a lot of pictures. But in the future, I want to see myself growing a lot. I don't want to stop growing and improving myself. I believe I'll improve myself until the day I die, because this is a mission I have in this earth, to improve myself so I can help the others. I cannot help the others if I don't have the condition to. So I see myself growing, with a new car, a new house, if it's possible, but studying and giving my best as always.
Very good. Tell me a little bit about your previous job. What were your responsibility and your abilities on the previous job before you become a teacher?
Yeah, in the previous job, I was working as a teacher. I was working in the school for 2 years. Actually, this school I was working right now, but the last one was the same school but different place. I needed to prepare the classes for the students, new material, engage with new students, give all the support to everybody, preparing myself to have a dynamic class always. So, it was very good. I really like working with people. I haven't tried working with papers before, but, I really like people.
Yeah, I believe you. I've done it myself too.
Yeah. A bear, for example, all the functions of a bear. It's made for kids to play, but people, we don't know. Sometimes people are challenging. We don't know how they are going to react. It's different of a thing, for example. It's, it has no feelings. So.
Very good. And what's your work lifestyle? What is your work style like?
My work style, it's productive because I always do my best. I always do my best, whatever I am doing. If I need to take work home, I don't mind, because I think about how can I contribute to the company? How can I be the best? I don't wait for my boss to tell me everything I have to do. I try to give new ideas, share the ideas I have. I may help,
Very good.
Helpful.
Very good. And tell me, what were some of your favorite things to do in your last position?
Playing video game with my students. Just kidding. I really like to spend a time with the students. When I had a break for 30 minutes or 15 minutes, I used to be around the students. So even if they weren't my students, I had a boss. He taught me a very important lesson. Doesn't matter if it's somebody that I don't know. I need to interact, because the person is gonna feel like they are at home.
Very good. Very good. I like your answer. Very good. And what would your manager say are your best strengths?
It's difficult to choose one, but I know communication. My communication is very good. You know, I like to study, so people who read, they speak very well. You know, this is something I do very well. I'm not shy, so I can interact. I have in my mind like engage to be engaged. If you engage with people, they're gonna engage with you. You know.
Very good. Very good. And what would your manager say are your areas that you need to develop more? Do you have any area that you need to develop more?
Anxiety, because I am really anxious. I am like an open book. If I am anxious, people are gonna notice I am anxious. You know, they're gonna see my face that I am
Very
anxious.
good. Very good. And how do you make your decisions?
Like I see all the options I have on the table, and I think about, well, if I try this, that is gonna happen. If I try this path, that other thing is gonna happen. So I try to observe this thing before jumping into it. You know.
Very good. Very
I've
smart
learned from my
to
husband
do.
actually, because you know, the anxiety is really a problem because people who are anxious, they act fast, you know. And I've been working on it. Like try to take a deep breath and think first, and then you act.
It's very important. There's something that um, everybody needs to learn how to take a few breath before you act.
Yeah.
Very good. Especially working in a company.
Yeah, yes,
Right? All right. And what are you looking for in your next position?
In my next position, as I said, I'm looking for growing, because this is something really important for me. Like if I feel that I am not learning something new, that I am not, you know, improving myself, I kind of feel, it's not that I feel dismotivated, but it's something that it makes me think about it, you know?
Very good. Very good. Can you describe the best boss you ever had?
The best boss. The best
Best boss.
boss I ever had was a really dedicated person, and a person I could rely on. You know, if I had any trouble with any students or even my personal trouble, I could talk to this boss, you know, a person I could rely on, you know.
Very good. Very
Every
good.
areas. The person was a person that always listened to the employees.
Very good. And can you describe me the worst boss you ever had?
Well, if you let me, I would like to talk on an experience I had. I
Okay.
had this boss. She really worried about just about the money. It wasn't about the person. It was about the money. So one day I had a problem with a student. I was like, we were having online classes and teenager class, you know, teenagers, you know how they are like. But the guy wasn't paying attention to the class. He was playing video games instead. And then I came to the boss, and well, I cannot say in front of everybody. I talked to my boss, so I can, you know, maybe she can talk to the parents, or maybe she will let me do something about it. And I talked to her, and she said bad words like, I'm not gonna say the words she said, but if he doesn't want to pay attention, it's his problem. We are receiving, aren't we? She was just like, this is a real situation. We are receiving the money, aren't we? Like, I was like, what the heck? Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the person, you know, it was about the money.
Yeah. And how do you manage your time?
My time. I try to have an agenda. As you can see, I have an agenda here. So I write down all the things I have to do during the day, and I try to number, you know, like the most important and the least important ones. So I can know if I don't have time to do everything I have to do this day, what is important for me to do? So I try to do the most important things in the morning. So if I don't have time in the afternoon for any reasons, I don't feel like, oh my God, I didn't do that. Next day.
Very good. Very good.
I number again.
Okay, and what are you looking for regarding career development?
Actually, there are some areas in my life that I need to grow. Like I'm not really good selling things, and I've learned that we are always selling ourselves. working, or I don't know, talking to students, we are always telling ourselves. So I would like to improve this area, you know. So I believe that this company is gonna help me with that, because you know the position is gonna help me with that.
Very good. Perfect. And how has your education gotten you ready for your career?
My education.
How did your education got you ready?
Actually, well, I don't believe the education helped me a lot, but the experiences I had, because when I went to college, we talked a lot about Paulo Freire, but the real situations we go through in class, the college doesn't teach us. You know, they teach us about methodology, about people who created the education, but the real education, you know, we don't learn. So going through the experience, I learned a lot. I think that was the best school ever.
Very cool. Very cool. And if you got this job, what would you do? What would some of your goals be? Let's say you got the job. What would be the goals?
May I say go prepare myself to go to Maldives? Just kidding. My goals. Well, my goal is always to grow. You know, what else can I tell you? My goal is to buy a new car, and if I work hard, I know I'm gonna receive the proper money. If I receive the proper money, like working hard, I know I'm gonna achieve all the goals. You know, as I keep studying, I believe that I am always achieving something.
Very good. Pretty good. And how do you keep yourself organized? You already told me that you keep a book. And besides that, did you have any other way to keep yourself organized besides your books?
Well, I confess that I have to organize myself way better talking about my personal life, but professional life, maybe it's because I waste all the energy, you know, trying to organize myself in a professional life. So I need to balance, you know, now. But I try to organize myself like thinking about the things I have to do. I have only 24 hours. And 8 hours working. So I try to be productive these 8 hours. I don't arrive at work to decide what I have to do. Everything that I have to do, it's already decided. So I just, you know, go and role play.
Very good. Very good. And this will be the last question. Do you prefer working in a team or alone?
Well, I can adapt. You know, working in a team when I have to, you know, I have already had some workshops that I needed to work with another teacher. So we try to decide the things before the class starts. I explain this and you explain that. And it worked very well. It worked everywhere very well because we respected each other's space, you know. Depending on the people, on the person, it's going to be really challenging. But to talk first is a very good idea. So the team can, you know, play very well, can do the things very well. But I prefer working alone if I can. If there is not an option, I try my best to adapt.
Very good, very good. And have you ever had any problem working like or in a group?
Oh,
somewhere that you work that you had problems?
Not at work, but back in school times, you know, maybe I had that trauma because of school. It was really hard. Like I needed to do all the hard job of writing. People just thinking, I was like, hey, it's not fair. So, but at work, I never had problems because, you know, to talk is the best thing to do. So to split the job, you know, properly, I think it's a good thing.
Very good, very good. And how much are you? How much you want to get paid? How much you're thinking like to have as a salary monthly?
Well, I believe the experience pays a lot. You know, even if I don't have like a really good money, you know, if I don't receive a really good money, I believe in the future it's gonna come because I am willing to do whatever it takes. You know. But I believe to start with like 4,000 a month, it's okay for me, you know, even if I have to work more.
Okay. And when can you start?
I can start right now if you let me. Really hard working. Well, I I've been thinking about this interview like I'm a nerd. I just like to study. I don't interact with people. I study a lot, really, because I
Well, my
believe.
questions are over here, but we can keep talking here until
Okay.
you know, for a few minutes more about professions and what have what we have done in our lives before we were a teacher. I think is important also
Oh,
to
I was at telemarketing before.
yes.
It was really hard. I worked for the electricity company. It was really hard. I stayed there for 6 months, but I couldn't. I tried to be there, but it was really difficult. One day, I remember I was working, and then the lights went out in Caraguatatuba, if I am not mistaken, São Paulo, and all the Corinthians calling like, "I wanna watch the game." What happened? It was
Oh
really
my
crazy
God.
because, oh my God, I did nothing, but they are calling me names. What did I do? It was really
It
crazy
was a
work.
game night,
Yes, it was a really important one. I don't know how they call it,
like one of
Libertadores.
the finals.
I don't know if it's Libertadores. I don't know. It was an important game. I don't quite remember right now. Really
Okay.
crazy, really crazy.
And before you became a teacher, what was the worst thing you've done professionally?
I worked at a
That
shoe
you think like
store.
I would never do that again.
Working in a shoe store.
Shoe store.
You know, yeah, because there were some
Why?
stairs, and I used to go upstairs and downstairs, upstairs all the time, like all day, in order to pay the English course, because my mother, she didn't have money to pay the course. We were in a really bad situation back then. My mother, she used to sell savories on the street, coffee and juice, this kind of things. And she didn't have a formal job. It was really difficult back then. But, we made it. We made it. But
Very
me,
cool.
because we used to call people caroço. Oh, caroço entrando. Oh, caroço. Because caroço is a person who always go there but never buys anything.
Ah.
Yeah, and then they used to memorize people's face. Oh, I say caroço. No, I don't want to go. Go, you go. Yeah, because they use it to order a lot of to ask for, not or ask for a lot of pair of shoes, but I will go if I see something else.
It
I will
happens.
come back here. Guess what? They never came back. It was really hard
Some
working
some
there.
people have like a trouble in choosing things or I don't know, making up their minds. I think it's sometimes it's normal, but I don't know. In my opinion, I wouldn't do that because if you're gonna take it,
Yeah,
then
that's why I don't do it
you can
nowadays.
be
Like,
choosing. No, not judging anyone that does that, but personally, I wouldn't do that
it reminds me the
because
past,
you
like
also have to respect who's working there, right?
respect
I don't know.
the time of the person.
Yes. And if you were not a teacher, what career would you have followed?
Whoa, it is really difficult, but something involving people, talking to people, because this is an area of my life that I improved a lot. When I was a teenager, I didn't speak. Really, like I remember school times, like when I was 13 years old, 14 years old, I used to have a long hair and I used to put it in front like this, just a space for me to see the teacher right here, a
Uh-huh.
gap, so I could see the teacher and
Oh
never
my
speak
God.
to anybody. Yeah, it was a long time like that until I improved. I worked as a receptionist in Secretaria de Educação in Itapevi, and then I started dealing with people over there, like on the telephone and personally. Working as a telemarketing improved a lot this area of my life, but Jesus Christ. Nowadays, you see me
Very
speaking.
cool.
In the past, it was really difficult. People,
I
they came
believe.
up to me, I started shaking. I felt nervous. I used to
Very
cover
good.
my face, like it was just shame to talk to
Yeah,
people.
myself, I used to be very shy too, and I got over a little bit about my shyness when I started working in a hair salon with my aunt. So I started dealing with people, and then we have to learn how to speak with people. No, I still have a little bit of this shyness. I'm breaking through,
Have you
but
watched
I'm still a little bit shy.
Have you watched the episode of Everybody Hates Chris that Tonya starts working in a hair salon? Have you watched it?
No, I haven't watched
Watch
it.
it later. Watch it later. Tonya starts, in her first job in order to have her money. She starts gossiping a lot about her mother and her father. And her mother, she goes crazy, like,
Oh
what?
my God.
Did you gossip about me and your father? In a hair salon, you're supposed to gossip about everything, but not your life. It's a really cool one.
Very cool. And tell me, what kind of advice would you give someone who's about to do a job interview, be it in English or in Portuguese? What kind of advice would give to this person?
Prepare themselves before they do it, because I've prepared a lot of things. I wrote a lot of things, even though I couldn't be like reading all the time. I had the answers in my head, I tried to get the answers in my head because I prepared myself. If the person asks a question you don't know, like one day I remember I went to an interview and the guy asked me, what are your strengths? And I was like, strength, what is that? It was, a good point of myself, a good thing, like quality, but I didn't know the word and I just stopped it. I was like nervous. I stopped speaking. I said,
but had you prepared yourself before?
No, I
No.
didn't.
Oh, okay.
So if it was nowadays, I would ask her, what do you mean by strength? It's not a shame to ask that. We feel like the person is going to think, I am dumb, I am dumb. It's not, what do you mean by? So ask. If you have a question, ask. Oh, what do you mean by saying managing? What do you mean by? The person is going to explain to you. So it's not a shame not to know a vocabulary. You may not know all the vocabulary the person has. You got it? And you may have some vocabulary the person doesn't. So in the past, when I was young, I started shaking, it was, I couldn't get the job because I felt so nervous. I stopped and I was like,
yeah, I haven't done many jobs interview, like important ones, because few that I did, I just answered like few questions and they hired me. And the only one that I wasn't hired, it was because I lived far away here in Juquitiba.
yeah.
So the job interview was in Vila Madalena, if I'm not wrong. And there was like a lot of people in the room, and I was like shaking, like, I was very nervous. And my voice was like, shaky. And I answered what they asked me, but I saw that people there was more prepared than me, They got prepared, and I wasn't that prepared. It was my first job interview like ever. I was like, oh my God.
That's why nowadays.
And then the argument that they give to me was that I lived too far away, and that's why they didn't hire me. But I knew that there also because I was not prepared, I didn't have that confidence, like I'm gonna get this job. I didn't.
It's really good. This is something I used to do before. I used to go to a lot of English schools that I knew they had this talk before, saying your level of English, and then I used to schedule with different schools. Like I used to do like 5 schools, for example, and they were interviewing me like as a student, but in my mind it's an English interview. How is it gonna be? I used to role play in my head, like, okay, I'm gonna act like it's an English interview, and it helped me a lot because I could understand the points that I was failing. Oh, I don't know how.
There's actually a funny question. Have you ever had like a job interview that was like something really funny happened?
Something really funny.
Yeah,
I remember one, but I was the interviewer.
Oh.
I worked for my aunt, yes, in Skype, por assinatura. I worked there, and I worked hiring and firing people, with documents. No. Yes. And it was a normal day. I had like 10 people to interview that day. And then there was a curriculum, there was a resume, and it was written, what was the name? Lucas, the name of the person. It was written Lucas. And then I went outside and I called it, I called the name of the person, Lucas. Lucas, and the person didn't come maybe. And then, meanwhile, a girl, she crossed the way, like she passed beside me and went to the room, and I was like, it was a girl, but named Lucas, and I was like,
Oh,
it never
okay.
happened. It's Lucas.
So you never thought about it would be a
It was
girl.
kind of funny because I didn't even notice. I never thought it could be, a girl, Lucas. I was like, oh my God. It was funny because I laughed.
Very unusual.
It's Lucas. It was really funny.
Very good.
I didn't laugh in front of the guy, because it would be prejudice, but I laughed. It was
I
funny.
had one.
I continued like waiting for the person, Lucas.
Oh my God.
It was funny. Yeah.
I had one funny fact that happened when I went to the job interview on the previous job that I had at school that we worked together. And then one of the guys, one of the twins, he took me to the office, and he brought me some water, and we were talking. And then while we were talking, he was drinking my water. So he started drinking my water, and then he looked at my face like, I just drink your water, didn't I? Like, yeah. So he was more nervous than I was. So I was like,
yeah, the guys who were really
it was funny.
I remember when I went to the interview in that school, Kleber was the first one to interview me. He was, bald. I feel so nervous when I am in front of bald interviewers. I told him. And then he said, you passed, but you're going to have another interview with one of the owners of the school. And then I was waiting there at school in order to the boss to arrive. And then I was waiting for a guy in suit, really serious, with a beard, with a mustache, really serious face. And then it came one of the twins, like tactile shorts, with a cap.
Like this.
It was so fun. Yes, like that. Full of black.
Yeah, they were so cool.
It was really funny because
it was pretty cool.
I could breathe. Like, he's a cool person. Yeah, I was nervous. Yeah. Suddenly, oh my God, thank God.
Yeah, then you I think all the job interviews you think is gonna be something very serious, very formal. Could be, depending where you go.
Really serious.
You have to go prepared because you don't know. Yeah. So there's no way you could know unless you study a little bit about the job, which is proper. You have to do that. It's recommended to do that. To study a little bit about the company, about what are you going to be doing, what position you applying for, and things that they're going to be asking you. So it's really good to be preparing yourself.
There is something that I learned. I listened to a guy saying that you just need to be prepared. You have the experience that you have, but put something in your head. The company needs you. The company needs you. You don't need the company. If you fail this one, you're going to get another one over there in the corner. What's in your head? The company needs you. You have all the experience. You have the time they need. You do the job. They need you. And when I started thinking like that, I could go better, I could do better things, speak better, act better. Because if you believe in yourself, it's really true. It's a cliche, but if you believe in yourself, people are going to feel it.
True.
This is something that I learned about the air and the ether. Have you heard about the ether?
No.
My voice is arriving over there where you are through the cell phone, but there's the air carries the smelling. Yeah. But the ether carries the vibrations.
Oh,
so
yes.
The vibration of my voice is arriving over. I'm a nerd, It's arriving over there. I studied all the story. So
you have been studying the laws of the universe or something like that.
Yes. Napoleon Hill,
Yeah, and, I follow. I think it's Denise, something like that. I forgot his name. So as lays the. Oh my God, I forgot. I'll send to you.
Okay, and then there are
Very
the
cool.
lessons. They are positive or negative. So if you are negative, the person is gonna feel it through the vibrations. If you are
Uh-huh.
positive, this person is gonna feel. Uh,
True.
do you know when you look at somebody and you don't like the person, but you never talk to the person? You don't even give the opportunity to the
Yeah,
person to talk to you, or
it happens
vice
sometimes.
versa. It's because of the vibration. Your vibration and the person's vibration didn't get along get along very well.
Yeah,
So I totally believe in it. The energy, you how can I say, the energy that goes, it's positive or negative. It's not
yeah,
middle term.
true.
There is
And
no middle
talking
term.
about like job interview, you have to go positive. You have to go like,
Yes.
you have to take
Even
all
if
the
you break
positive
a
energy that you have to, and then try to be calm. And I know it's hard. Sometimes it's very hard to be calm. But once you do the homework, you know, um,
oh,
um, get yourself
there's
prepared, I think you can do just fine.
there was this day I was feeling really, disappointed because I went to a job interview in Alphaville. It was a spa or something like that. I don't quite remember. To be a receptionist, they needed a person who spoke English and Portuguese.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to the interview, and there was two people who passed, me and another girl. And the girl passed because she lived abroad, and I never lived abroad. I was like, oh my god, but I didn't really have the money to go. I felt really disappointed, but no, the strongest is the better,
I
and
think it all depends on I don't know, because I went to this job interview. I gave my speech. I speak English. I lived abroad. I gave
the
all the speech
strongest
I
is the
could.
best.
But even though, I don't know, maybe it's because the fact that I lived very far, they were not interested.
But even if you
So
fail, it's an experience. You're
yeah,
not gonna have a yes every time you
true.
do something.
It's true.
A yes is made of a lot of no's. I've seen this phrase. I don't remember where,
In
but
in
a
USA
yes is made of
actually,
a lot of no's.
in USA, I did a job interview, and I was like very nervous, and but they did just a few questions, and I was hired. Like maybe um
Jesus.
um they asked me like about um jobs, like previous jobs, and if I was organized, if I was a punctual person, things like that.
I remember
And
one
but it
day the
was
girl said she was punctual. I was like, this is not a quality. This is you have to. This is something you have to do. It's not an option. I said it's not a quality. It's a
that's
region of
funny
them.
too. That's very funny. I could be here talking to you all night long.
Yeah.
We always have fun talking to each other,
Yeah,
and we
let's
always
do it
had.
again. Next time I'm gonna interview you.
We all sure, for sure. But thank you so much. We're gonna end here our live today. I know I would continue, but we have to
Yeah,
stop.
there is a commentary here down below. Oops, this job interview, there is something wrong because she should be speaking about her job experience and her last job and not about her life itself. But if you don't know the person you are hiring,
Yes,
you need to
you should
know
you
the
should know a
person.
little bit, right? Should know a
Yeah,
little
they
bit
are gonna
about the
ask you. There's
personality.
something they
It
are gonna
depends.
ask
Yeah,
you.
it depends on what company you're being hired.
And
It all
actually, the
depends.
companies nowadays
Some
they are changing the
Yes,
strategies
most
because
of
they
them,
may
they want to
ask
know a
you.
little bit about your life because you're gonna
Because
be there with them.
may I tell you something? You can lie
Uh-huh.
about your life, but you cannot lie about the books you read. This is something I've heard somewhere. I am always, looking for some lives to watch, but they're gonna know about. They want to know about you. It's about the person. Is the person that I am hiring
Uh-huh.
honest or not? So they may ask you a lot of questions about yourself, the hobbies you have, the books you read. This is important for some companies.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
cannot lie about the books you read.
there's some more comments here. Let me see.
Yeah.
I missed her here. She was saying, I knew it was Brazilians.
Yes.
She was saying, I knew. Where
I
is it?
didn't read, because I was so nervous being interviewed. Nossa, que legal.
Congrats for the job, teacher.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Você vai ser professor de inglês, sou surda.
Felipe, thank you, Felipe. Veloso. Jessica, Felipe. But like, I don't mind about the criticizings because it's all part of life. It's part of life.
Well, people, they are gonna be
Makes you think
questioning
too.
all the
It
time.
has been a
even if
challenge
you are
for the
doing your
company.
best. Yeah, can you believe one day I posted something, a story, and I was singing Eminem, and the guy said, Eminem não, teacher, ele bate na mãe dele. So what?
Yeah,
Your mother is okay. Is your mother okay?
It's irrelevant.
It's like, como se eu estivesse pesquisando tudo sobre o dono dessa xícara antes de comprar ela. It makes no sense. E daí que ele bate na mãe dele? Pela música, you know? Yeah, people, they are
Who knows
crazy
what life he had? I don't know. It's just...
Alan was here. He was seated. Hey, congrats for the job, teacher.
Okay. All right. Here. Sabia que eram brasileiras? Vocês não diminuem as frases como um nativo.
Come on. Let us be.
Yeah, it's about English.
People, they are always wanting
it's not about the personality here. It's about the English, helping people to understand, the questions, the answers. Yeah, we cannot take Brazilians from inside us.
Yeah.
We're gonna be Brazilian.
There's the phrase.
But thank you for the...
It's never
assim,
an
né?
American criticizing Brazilian people. It's always Brazilian people criticizing Brazilians.
We talk more. Brazilians talk more.
If you speak the best English ever, they're gonna be, you did something. But they don't speak. Do you speak English? Do you make contractions? So that's it, They're always gonna be like that. Oh, yeah. I stopped caring about that because the haters, they're gonna always,
Yeah, it's normal. Teacher, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will see you on our next live, there or here.
Okay.
And thank you everyone. Muito obrigada a todos aí que curtiram, que assistiram, que criticaram, que elogiaram.
Yeah.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye-bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.